Hello and welcome to this tutorial regarding scripting with another SignalShark. And today we would like to have a deeper look into this script limit line, which you can download for free from the internet. Limit line means you can set up a limit, and when the limit is exceeded due to a transmitter which is transmitting, for example, he can stop the analyzer, he can tell him to record the result or to make a screenshot. So as a sample, we have here at 434 megahertz a remote control, a car remote control, which if we push the button, you can see they are transmitting. So what we did already was installing the Python script. If we click on it, the script launcher is starting, but the script launcher is telling us there is nothing inside because no scripts are installed up to now. So we close it again, and now we want to install the limit line script, which I've downloaded already from another homepage and copied it to the hard disk inside of the SignalShark. I go to Service and I go to Windows. We don't need administration rights to do so. Now I open an Explorer and I go to folder D, and there is folder scripts. This is what I created, where I put in all the scripts from another homepage. And here is another script launcher limit line.zip. I open this and I copy them all. Okay, then I go back and now go into the folder Nada SignalShark. All is made on the second partition data D. There is a folder called scripting. If you have run the script launcher once, he will activate this or set up this folder. Go into scripting, user scripts, and here we can now create a new subfolder which we call, for example, limit lines. Okay, we open this folder and we paste all the content. That's it. This was the installation. Now we go back into our application to the measurement. Now we can start Python again. And now we can see the limit line is indicated here, and we have now the first script is regarding making measurements with limit lines, and the second one is the settings of the limit lines. Before we can do any measurements with it, we have to set up the settings. So I click on it and open it. What we see first is trigger settings. So the trigger event, what should be done after trigger. So he should record, for example, for 1 second. We can also put in longer periods, but we keep it here on 1 second. Trigger on limit line event. Yes, please do so. Trigger on push the button. This is also possible. Here are other things also possible. Interesting is also the name of the subfolder where we put all the results inside. I call it, let's say, nada limit line. The prefix of the result should be limit line short, and the comment is I did it. Holger did it. Okay, So now that was a trigger setting. Now let's also have a look to the limit line settings. So which trace do we want to operate? At the moment, we only have the plus peak activated. That's why we can only select the plus peak. And the limit value, the upper one, the lower one, or both. So we can set both if you like on a horizontal line. We can also do it with a table. This is something we will show a little bit later. And we can now set the upper limit to, for example, minus 90 and the lower limit to minus 120. Okay, but let's face only to the upper one. That's enough. Okay, and now we did all the settings and we are ready to take some measurements. I click on the measurements. And what we can see now is the current measurement and the upper limit line. When we have a look into the background, we can see that the analyzer is still operating, but in remote control, because the script is remote controlling the analyzer. Okay. And now let me push my remote control. And he's storing a result. Okay. Last trigger event was limit line exceeded 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I quit. I set the script launcher into the background. And now I would have a look into the memory. Okay, I open the folder of the memory. Here I have my subfolder NADA limit line. I set it as a working directory. And now you can see limit line, the LL, the prefix, and the command Holger did it. And now I do a recall. And now you can see there is a recording of the last, okay, that's also a longer period before, but here at around about 1 second, the event happened, and then there is additional round about 1 second of recording. Remember, this is something we have said. 1 second after the trigger, please record for another second. So by this, we can see the whole sequence. So if we now apply a marker, we can move the marker versus frequency or time, and then we can go into the spectrum and see when there was the trigger event. Okay, we can see the spectrum accordingly. Okay, so this works. To be honest, this is not real time. If you need something with nanoseconds resolutions and absolutely precise triggering and so on, then you have to go into the IQ analyzer, which is an option for the SignalShark, also available. This here is, how to say, the easy solution. Okay. And this was just with our functionality limit line. We can also do it now with a little bit more complicated limit line. So therefore we go into the settings of the limit lines again and tell him, please don't be a simple line, be a table. Okay, and here you can see we can do it via markers. We can do an additional offset. We can import HDF5 files. Normally the storing of a result inside our SignalShark is done as an HDF5 file. We will see it a little bit later. We can import a CSV, which you created maybe by Excel, or you can also save something as CSV. For example, if we are now doing a limit line curve manually, we can save it as CSV and later on again import it as CSV. So I will add a point here, plus, and now I type in, first of all, a frequency. Let's start at 433 megahertz, tab, and the level should be, let's say, minus 90 dBm. Lower value is not of interest. We keep it at minus 999. So plus 434 megahertz minus 80 tab, and a third one 435, let's say minus 90. Okay, so if we have created now a complex curve, maybe we would also love to save it. So save it as CSV is open the folder and saying us, okay, where to store it, not under documents or wherever you want. Okay, I go into my folder, another SignalShark, scripting, a user script, limit lines, and here I store it, save. Okay, close it, and now measure with it. We can see, and now I push my remote control from a distance. Oh, exceeded already, storing a result, and this how it works with a more complex and a simple limit line curve. Okay, now I would like to make from an existing spectrum, I want to set an existing spectrum to a reference curve. Therefore, I need an interesting spectrum. I go to traces, I switch on the maximum peak and infinite recording, and I push my remote control to have such kind of spectrum line as a reference. Okay, therefore I store it. I call it okay. Data has been saved. Bring it back into operation. And now I open the settings of the limit line Python script. Limit line settings. And now I import from HDF5 the reference. Open. At the upper limit curve, select the task, it's spectrum. The trace is maximum peak. And I can add an additional 5 dB limit value. Now I go back into my measurement. You can now see the current measurement, and in yellow the limit line curve now. If I push the button now from a distance, it was not exceeding the limit curve. If I go closer to the antenna now, it's exceeding its recording. Okay, so by this you can use a very complex curve as a reference, and whenever the signal is exceeding it, it's recording the result. So again, we can now recall it Which was the latest one? This one here, recall. And here's my recording. Taking a marker and going into the spectrum. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this little tutorial. And remember, there are more scripts available for the SignalShark. So download them, install them, and hope you have a lot of success with them. Okay, thank you very much and bye-bye.